these chords? Minor 7, flat 5, dominant 7, minor 7, major 7. What are they? Why do they exist? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. Today you will learn all of the 4-part chords that are derived from the major scale. We're sticking with the major scale because it's sort of like the ruler of all things. Other scales like harmonic minor, melodic minor, there are a couple of diminished scales that push even more harmonic density and weirder things around, but we're just going to focus on the major scale, and we're just going to focus on what 4-part chords come from the major scale. The good news is that there's only 4 of them. And again, a 4-part chord is a triad, root 3, 5, plus some sort of a 7. So we're going to catalog all of these today. They're pretty easy to understand. There's a bit of a misconception about these being jazz chords, and clearly they can be used in jazz. In fact, the fabric of jazz is created around a harmonic density that includes the 7, right? So 4-part chords are sort of the harmonic density that jazz lives in, but they're used everywhere else. They're used in blues. Like any blues shuffle you ever hear is going to be parallel dominant chords. Like if we're in the key of A, it's A7, D7, E7. These are all dominant chords. So they're in blues. They're in soul music. They're in funk music. You've got to have dominant chords in funk music. They're in soul, R&B. Every ballad ever written probably starts with a minor 7 chord. So they're everywhere. They're not just for jazz. Let's go find out what they are. All right, 4-part chords. There's a lot here. At the very top of the video, I pretty well butchered Moon Dance by Van Morrison. Please forgive me. But I just wanted to show you that those chords exist in pop music. Right? Those are minor 7 chords. Those are all 4-part chords in that song. So that's just to dispel the sort of it's only for jazz, whatever. We're going to learn the 4 primary 4-part chord shapes. And basically, again, 4-part chords are a triad with a 7, root 3, 5, 7. And we're deriving these all from the major scale, again, the major scale being sort of the ruler of them all. We're going to go in the key of D today. As 4-part chords, we need 4 voices, right? We need a root, a third, a fifth, and a 7. So we need 4 strings. We need 4 voices ringing out. Because we can't just do triads, triads with just 3. We can't just have 3. We need 4 parts, right? So I want to show you how to take this D major chord. This is our A-shaped bar chord. A, B, C, D. And we're going to use this as a primary shape to start building these chords. It's important to unpack what this is, right? It's not just a blob of fingers. For the curious guitar player, what is this? This is root 5, root 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3. Root 5, root 3. The good news here is that it's 4 voicings, 4 voices, which is what we need. And the other good news is that we have 2 roots. So we're going to be able to replace this root, this top run, this second octave, with some sort of a 7, because, if you think of the major scale, the 7 is right behind the root, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to use this root to move around for our 7, and we have a fifth and a third there to move around as well. Okay, so there are 4 types of chords: major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, and minor 7 with a flat 5. That's also called half diminished. Not super important, just these 4 primary shapes: major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, minor 7, flat 5. And we can make them all from this chord. So the first one is major 7, which is root 3, 5, 7, just straight up the stack. I'm harmonizing this D major scale. So we take our root here in the middle, take it down to the 7. There's our major 7 chord. Right? For major, taking that root down a half step, major 7. Dominant 7 is our next one. Root 3, 5, flat 7. So root 3, 5, flat 7. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the flat 7. All we have to do is lift that finger off. We've got that. We've got that 7 right there. Root 5, 7, 3. So far we've got major. Take the root down a half step for major 7. Take the root down a whole step for dominant 7. The next 4-part chord is minor 7, which is root, flat 3, 5, flat 7. So we've already got the flat 7 right here. Here's our third on the top, right? Because we're root, 5, flat 7, 3. All we have to do is move this down a half step. There's our minor 7 chord. You may already have this in your repertoire, but now you can see what it is, right? Minor 7. The last one is minor 7, flat 5. We only have one note that we haven't moved here, and that happens to be the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to flat this note. We could play it like this, but that hurts my arm, so I'm playing it like this. Same exact notes. Root, flat 5, flat 7, flat 3. Very cool chord. So that's it. That's all of them. Okay, so there are the 4 types of 4-part chords derived from the major scale. Major 7, root 3, 5, 7. Dominant 7, root 3, 5, flat 7. Minor 7, root, flat 3, 5, flat 7. And minor 7, flat 5, root, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7. That's it. That's all of them. I've tabbed all this stuff out, so we've got all those examples tabbed out over on Patreon. There's a great little lively discussion going on there with all of these topics, so if you feel like joining in or you have any questions or you want the tabs, head on over there, and of course any support there is greatly appreciated. I hope this is helpful. We're going to get into how to use them, when to use them, but for now, just build them. Just go in there and build those chords and see what you like about them. You know, maybe write a couple of vamps with just, some minor 7 chords or something. Figure out if you like that minor 7 flat 5 chord, because I certainly do. Anyway, have fun with it. They're really fun. All right, have a good time. See you next time.